Hello. Hey y'all. How's it going? Hey Zach, what's up?
Not much. How about you?
Doing good. Well, I wanted to welcome you and everyone that's listening to a live broadcast of I Choose Me. And I'm here with my handsome son, Zachary Brown, a professional basketball player. And we're super excited to have you here at home with me.
Yeah.
And then, of course, joining me for this live. I appreciate you so much. And the I Choose Me message is one of those messages that is, super dear to my heart. And I've seen you kind of take on that mantle as well. And it's one of those things that I want to, kind of get out there to the world. So
For sure.
we'll just, kind of talk about, this is all organic and cool. And we'll talk about what's going on with your life. And then, of course, we'll ask a couple of questions. We'll only be on for a few minutes. And, feel free to share your heart.
Okay. So where should I start?
I'll get you, boo.
Put me through these.
Well, I got you. I got you.
Definitely don't want to be too unorganized.
Right. I know you're, a lot like your mama. You just want to make sure things are floating the right way or what have you.
I need my steps. If I don't have my steps, then I'm not in alignment with myself. That's how I feel.
What?
Sure.
Oh, so you're all type A-ish personality too. You need it in alignment.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Me too. I'm like that too.
With anything in life, like it's just been a required thing for me to constantly, okay, I'm doing this right now. What are the steps that I need to take to get to the next level or to be in the moment to where I want to be in? And it could come in different factors and different moments or different variations of how you would want to do said thing. Whether it is running through it together or breaking it down in general, either way, it's like I absolutely need steps, my own personal steps for success. I'd say that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that because that's kind of what the I Choose Me message is about. It's about creating a lifestyle of balance for yourself. And you do it by choosing to be emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially healthy first so that you can be of service for others.
Exactly.
And I know that you like the step-by-step because you're like, Mom, I need my organizer because I need to know what time I wake up, what time I'm, doing this, and, and making sure that your daily calendar is in order, and that you can always go back and look and check things off. It's like, yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, whether it's shooting 300 shots a day or 600 shots a day or whatever it is. I know that you've always enjoyed having your life organized like that, and it has helped you to be successful. So that's pretty cool.
Definitely.
And then again, I just wanted to welcome, all of you who get a chance to look at it live. I know that I didn't post a precursor to it or whatnot because, again, I wanted it to be organic. And I'm so thankful that Zach said, yes, he'll come and hang out with me for a little bit. But it is, I think, the first of many opportunities where we get to sit with people and talk about the whole message of I Choose Me. I had this girl that was sitting with me yesterday, and she was saying how she loves the message so much. And she's like 17 years old, know? Sure. And she said, I love the idea of being able to take care of me first so that I can be of service to others. And it's really important for us to, have that mentality, right?
Yeah,
and then,
I definitely say, I'm sorry to,
no, you're
to
fine,
interject
you're fine.
myself, but
I
say that definitely comes from very, very young age of growing and learning how to be respectful to others, I should say. When it comes to being of service to others, born into this world and taught, well, if you're brought up in a well established household with very, very respectable parents, they're going to teach you, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Somebody asks you to do something of higher authority, you do that, in any situation, you be respectful to yourself and to others. And some people can take that the wrong way as to, I should defer to others because that is exactly like the way that is the way of the hierarchy, I should say. And that's something that I had to struggle with for a very, very long time, dealing with putting others before me or having others shine in their light without me taking any glory or anything. I've always been the type of person to say I'll get my flowers behind the curtains. You know what I mean? I'll watch you be very, very successful, and I know from my hard work, from what I've done to help you also get to where you at. Even though we could be at the same level, it's okay for you to shine, and I'll take any heat, I'll take any darkness that flows through in, like all the negativity that flows through in said thing that we have done. I'll take that heat and I'll watch you shine.
Wow. But I thought that was interesting that you said that, at a young age that we defer to other people because we're in our brain or our mind, we're thinking, I'm being respectful in that manner. And so I think, as we were saying earlier, that the message of I Choose Me is a healthy balance, right? Definitely. So it's not just about being of service to others only, but to be able to take care of ourselves first. And then for, there's a lot of Christian people out there as well, and those who question the idea of the I Choose Me message or choosing yourself first. And there is, like I mentioned, a really healthy balance behind it, because I know that I put my family first day in and day out, and my kids, Zachary and Tabitha, they can tell you, to this day that they're saying, Mom and Dad, we want y'all to be happy. You've really taken care of us, and we want you guys to take care of yourself. So the I Choose Me message is exactly what Jesus did as well for those people who are thinking that, it's selfish to look out for yourself. And, Jesus teaches us to honor other people. And we're not talking about that, but Jesus did it as well. And I think it's important for us to follow his principles. And so what are some of the things that we know about Jesus? And one of them, of course, is his miracles. And in order for him to be effective at healing or performing any miracles, he had to spend an enormous amount of time praying and fasting. Even before he started his recorded ministry, we see in the scriptures that he went to pray for 40 days, and he had to prepare himself mentally first before he could really be of service to others. And we have it backwards, We think that we should help everybody else first, give to everybody else first, until we look up one day and ask the question, who am I? What have I been doing all these years? Me and my husband Gary had to have that same kind of aha moment. It's like we give, and then you look up one day, and we've been married for 30 years, and we go, well, who am I? What have I done? Have I been taking care of my body? Did I take care of my emotional and my mental health and capacity? Did I make sure that my finances were in order? Did I make sure that I was happy? And when you do those things for yourself first, then everything you give is an extension of what you've already poured into yourself. And from there, everyone receives the overflow of what's already deposited in you. And what you then give is your best and not junk. And like my husband said the other day, it was this morning as we were talking, he said that it's selfish to not take care of yourself first, before you get married and whatnot, or get into other relationships, because two broke single people who are unhappy with their finances will be even more miserable in a relationship when they're already having problems and unhappy with what they don't have. And quite frankly, that's one of the reasons you see so many mental and emotional issues that are running rampant in our society, even including suicide, because we don't take care of ourselves first. And it's important that we have our minds on the set according to what we desire and what the Word of God says about us, and that we're not so concerned with satisfying everybody else's desires and what they think about us, and not minding our own business, our own temple, and our own mind. And I think that that's important that we do that, again, so that we are service to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to just, ask you a few little questions, and I appreciate so much how you started it all off, and kind of see where you are. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So I really actually prepared some questions for you. Okay. Regarding the mindset of choosing others first, before that whole message clicked in your head, what was your mentality about choosing others before yourself, and why? What was your mentality before it clicked in your head that the choose me message is important?
I realized the choose me message was the most important in my life when I had done everything. I poured my heart out for an organization, a group of people, and I wouldn't say I got nothing in return for it. I absolutely wouldn't say that. But I was left empty, very, very empty-handed in the fact of this is what I want to do with the rest of my life, and how everybody told me to put my dreams to the side to help and work for others. And if I help them, then my dreams will come true as well, like riding their coattails, basically. And that was the whole premises for 4 years straight, just you play your role and you'll get what's coming to you, like when you deserve it. And I said, okay.
You trusted that message, huh?
Trusted the message from the person that was said, and cling to it. Like I've never clinged to anything before in my life. I had so many people on the outside saying, make sure you worry about yourself. Are you really looking after yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Mentally, physically, I was not taking care of myself. I was struggling, dealing with depression, anxiety, dealing with a whole bunch of mental issues while trying to have an organization be successful and putting everything above myself for the future of others. And I didn't worry about my future whatsoever. And my whole life almost it did come to a complete halt when I realized that I had nothing to show for all the work that I put in. So in return, that it hurt me. It hurt me more than anything. It hurt me that the people that I helped so much, I wouldn't even say turn their back on me, but it just wasn't really anything from what necessarily hearing from them, having emotional support from them. I had none of that besides very, very few people, and literally had to start over, get it out the mud a different kind of way. And now I'm very, very successful in what I've been doing these past couple of years, and I'm really ready for new opportunities. I love that, because like you said, that you trust authority. You being a basketball player, a person that's in sports, that like I said, you trust authority, you trust the information that you've been told or what have you. And for years, you would hear coaches, it's like, you got to be selfish, and it's like, that does not gel with me. I hate it. I grew up with, in the game of basketball in general, you have your people. You have people that don't mind, like, what we're playing to win, and we have the people that I'm looking for my glory, and that's okay. Like, I realize that can be okay to a certain extent, but I used to absolutely hate people who, it was insane. I hated people who looked out for themselves. It's a crazy thing to think about when I say it out loud now. Like, you could go to work and say, I'm here to do my due diligence, make my money, and do my part. And you'll have, I've never been in a corporate setting or a corporate office, but you'll have people coming to you back and forth, having you help them with certain things that they need in their life while you don't even have yourself together.
That's right.
You know, you help them finish their project while your project isn't even halfway done. You know, and this could be constant. I'm about to say this could relate to anything in your life.
Right.
You know? So.
Well, man, oh man, all right, Zachary, you brought that thing full circle. You know, because that's exactly right. You know, because especially when you get out there into the quote unquote real world, you know, where it's a dog eat dog kind of world. But then again, as we mentioned, the I choose a message is, making sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, and that you're healthy first, but then also that it's a healthy balance, right? So yeah, I could, I have to be, okay with, no, you can't be all sucky and being selfish.
Oh yeah.
You hate that. It's like sometimes you do have to defer. It's like,
if you
look,
I can't. I'm about to say, exactly. Sometimes people don't have the talent.
Right.
Like most of the time, well, every so once in a while, there's people who don't have the talent, the wherewithal, the intelligence to, unfortunately, to be able to do certain type of things that they want to do and achieve. And they actually need help. And that's absolutely okay. But for the people who are exceptionally gifted or have said talents or are very, very, very hard workers who aren't lazy, who are constantly dealing with other people and making sure that they're shining, life can be very, very, very hard for you. Knowing that you have so much more to give the world, but you're giving pennies at a time when you could be giving blue bills off of blue bills from all the things that you've done for yourself.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's amazing. It's so awesome to see you growing up and becoming the man that you are. I appreciate and I appreciate you taking the time to come out and talk and give these extreme nuggets. And so what's been going on lately? Tell us just real quickly about after you left college, where did you go from there and where you headed to?
After I left college, I was in France, for a year. Division III France, came from Division III France, played in Cyprus, like just Cyprus. It was one league in Cyprus.
Not Cyprus, Texas, y'all.
Yeah,
not Cyprus, Texas.
Cyprus, inhabited by Greeks and by Turkish people, and played there for a year. Ended up going to Hungary. Well, to say this past year, and having a great season, having an exceptionally well season. And it was weird because I ended up meeting people there was one specific person I could say who abided by this message and was very, very, very successful in doing so throughout his career. And he passed on his gems to us, and in doing so, we had this last team that we played on, they had the best season that they've ever had in the history of them doing so. And that man right there, I'm not going to say his name. I could say his name, but... Is
it the coach or the player?
It was the player. It was the player. The player who had the formula, who had it all figured out, who took care of himself first over anybody, gave us the secret, gave us the steps to be successful in the league that he was successful in for all these years. Told everybody that, hey, we can all eat. We take care of our business. If you choose, I say, I choosing me is not just about choosing yourself in small situations. It's big in your mental health and taking care of your body. Are you eating properly? Are you sleeping properly? Are you meditating? Are you do you have the right people around you? That's a sense of unselfishness that could definitely hurt you, is having the wrong people around you and having the wrong influences in your life. It could definitely harm you. But are you doing all these things to make yourself successful? And if you're not doing those certain type of things, then I say you're not choosing yourself.
Oh man, oh man. I'm like, mm-hmm. That was what. You know how they clap with their fingers. But I appreciate you saying those. I mean, you are dropping jewels for real, for real, for real.
If they haven't been dropped before,
Well, you know
I'm
what?
pretty sure you
Different
guys have
people.
already.
Well, you know, we've been around for a long time, and I think everybody has something to offer. Everybody has something to give. Everybody has their points of view. Everybody has their perspectives. And so, you know, I appreciate what you're saying, because one thing that you said can change the trajectory of somebody's life forever. You understand? So Gary, my husband, says it like this: are you sufficient with the one? Are you okay with the one? Because if you can touch the one, which I've touched a lot of ones over the years, and I've seen a lot of, you know, people's lives change, but if you're okay with the one, that's good. And I think that if you have this kind of information that can change one person's life, then, you know, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And man, oh man, just wow, that's good. I know you, and you said this before. I said, I know, the question is, I know you absolutely hate when people are selfish and they are unhealthy about their message of choosing themselves only. What message would you give to young people about the importance of choosing themselves first? Knowing that you hate when people are selfish in an unhealthy way, and then the message about themselves is, you know, it could be ugly in some. Because somebody said something to you the other day. It's like, I hate hearing when people don't repeat that one. But it's like, I hate when people talk like that, because there's a bigger picture than just this, right? And then what would you share with young people about the importance of choosing themselves first?
Basically reiterate on what I was just talking about. For one, make sure that you're taking care of yourself outside of other people. You know. Make sure you're physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy. That's the biggest thing. The biggest thing before you even walk out the door, like every single day to live your life. You do not want to. I'm trying to think of the word. You don't want to put your energy onto other people in a disproportionate manner. Like you don't want to go outside and tell somebody, or give off a sense of hate or malice in any form of way, because that's just not the proper way to live your life at all. I should go by saying that. But one message I will give over anything is to listen to the people that care for you. You know, because they obviously have your best interest at heart, and you can definitely tell who really cares for you by what they ask for from you. I would say it's so easy. That could be so easy. It's like, what are you asking me? I want you to be I want you to be as successful as you could possibly be. You hear that from anybody, that's some person that actually cares for your best interest, and that's somebody that you should have sticking around in your life. You know what I mean? And the action should also reflect off of what they say. You know. Right. And
go ahead. Did you have
my second thing would say from listening from the inside, listen to people who care about you. Do not listen to people who try to put you in a box.
Oh, you get some more snaps for that one.
Do not listen to people who
get out of the box thinking, baby. Get out of the box thinking. That's right.
The one thing, I can't wait to have a child, because I can't wait.
I
can wait. You know what I mean? I can't wait to basically to spell out my Zach Brown manifesto of all things that goes on in my mind and what I be thinking onto that child. But
that's good stuff.
I would say, but one thing I'll definitely tell you have to be an independent person in your own mind. You know, some people could spew so much hate. We see social media now. Like, if you look at any famous person's social media, and if you had that, if you were a regular person having a famous person's social media, you would absolutely be depressed. if somebody, every single time you posted somebody, there was hundreds and hundreds of comments of people hating what you did, then you would never post. But the fact that these said people are put up on that pedestal, it's already shows so much will in their own aspect of being able to move on and be successful in their own way and not care what other people think or say. And obviously they're at that point for a reason. A lot of people are at that point for a reason. They just didn't get there by being born into it. Some are, but a lot of people, it came with hard work and will, a big strong sense of themselves and what they want to do in their lives, and not listening to people that talked down on them and told them that they couldn't, or that their dream was too big.
Right.
There's so many people that have gotten famous that said, I wanted to be famous, and people said, hell no. sorry for people said absolutely not. There's no way you will be this, and look at them now, and there's no way that they should look back on anything, and we should all abide by those same rules.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, because the one other thing regarding the I choose message, especially when you're dealing with social media and young people that are going through depression and anxiety and and whatnot, and pressures of life, school, family, friendships and whatnot, and it's all based on everybody else. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel this way, not particularly because if it was just me right here, I'm cool, right? That's what COVID kind of showed us. It's like a lot of people, there's a lot of depressed people. There's a whole bunch of people going, ooh, I really like being by myself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's like,
introverts, I had no problem with COVID. I had absolutely no. Stay in the house? Okay. I do not call my phone. It's COVID time. I'm in the house. I already know.
You're one of those people.
Hey, COVID, I say out of everybody, it was beneficial for me. It kept me focused, kept me inside the house, and kept me sane, unfortunately.
And God, just bless the people who, lost their lives or lost family members, because we lost a family. We lost my daddy during that time. So, it was not a beautiful situation by any means, but then there are some other things that we learn about ourselves during that time. And one of them, again, is that we are really caught up in the conversations of other people as opposed to minding our own business and taking care of ourselves and making sure that we're okay. We've seen a lot of people go through some issues because they were not taking care of themselves, and then we saw a lot of people that were really taking care of themselves, and they came out like jewels during this time.
Definitely.
So talk to me real quickly. We got just a couple of minutes about boo thing.
Oh my girl.
With the whole I choose me message, talk to me real quickly about that.
Regarding a relationship, I would say that I am working on myself, definitely on being an emotionally stable and strong man when it comes to being in a relationship. I've been in a toxic relationship before, and after that said relationship where I absolutely did not know how to handle myself or her, and I was also very young. It's been a struggle for me throughout these past years to find someone, I wouldn't even say compatible, but just somebody that I believe in, for one. Believe in their love for me, or believe in the fact that this would last forever. That's always a big, what if for me is I'm just based upon the person I am. I'm like, it's just, I always think 10 years ahead. Right. One of my biggest problems is looking too deep into the future, and it's something that I'm always working on constantly, is thinking of all the hypotheticals and like what could happen, what if. Had to work on myself as a person to be responsible in the fact that as I get older, you gotta understand, for one, what a woman needs in their life.
Okay. You talking about one and okay.
Absolutely. Like if we're gonna be honest with you, a woman needs a man that is very, very strong, in himself, can carry himself properly outside in public, never embarrass his woman, take care of his business inside, and always being there for said woman, like with whatever she needs. And that takes a lot of I choose me and myself, and just having to learn that this is something that you absolutely need to do in order to be successful in whatever relationship that you're in. And you have to take care of your money first. You have to take care of your emotional self. Like a lot of us need to go to therapy because we have a lot of problems.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong. I've been to therapy myself. There's somebody, because there's a lot of people who don't have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
And if you're not talking to anybody, if you're not helping yourself, you're not choosing yourself.
Right.
And that's just the basis of everything that we're talking about here. Just being a good person in general as well. You could wake up in the morning and be absolutely furious with whatever you have going on in your life, whether you had a terrible dream, it's just not your day.
Right.
But you can't
project that on other people.
You cannot project that on other people, especially somebody that you wake up to in the morning, or you spend 95% of your time with, like in the same household. Like that's not healthy. It's harmful, and it kills people's hearts.
Yeah.
It could kill somebody's heart, just knowing that there's somebody that in your house that you absolutely love that you can't help.
Right.
So
Wow,
it's a lot to learn.
You went deep, boy.
It's a lot that I've learned,
That
especially like in relationships.
Wow. All I wanted to know is how y'all doing, and you went.
We're doing very well.
I mean, but here's the thing, like. I love us coming together in this format, and you're knocking nuggets after jewels after nuggets after jewels, like right out the box. So out the box, all of it.
Whatever.
But here it is, like you are just blessing my heart, like. So we must have did something kind of okay as parents. But you came out all right. You came out all right. Well, lately you've been really sporting the I Choose Me products.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what is it about spreading that particular message? I mean, y'all just won. Got third place. Got bronze at a major. What do y'all call it? Tournament? It's not a tournament.
In the league.
In the league, y'all.
Overseas, how they do things it can be very, very confusing. Like if you don't know what's necessarily going on, like they do first, second, third out there, you still get a medal for losing the championship.
So you didn't get first, you didn't get second, but you got bronze. You got bronze, right?
A lot happier about bronze for some reason than silver.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, how they act out there.
But you know what? Because you're in the championship, and if you lose in the championship, it freaks you out, right? But if you're playing for a medal and you win the medal, it's like I hear people say all the time, it's like, yes, I won that. But here's the thing: I was watching the guys get off the bus and whatnot, and everybody's wearing a uniform, but you had on your blue, sporting your blue I Choose Me, and I see you in a lot of videos and whatnot, walking around the house. You got your hoodie on. You're always talking about how cold it is. I know y'all are like, it's Houston, it's 100 degrees outside. But, you can't sleep on them hoodies, can you?
No,
so what is it about you spreading the message by wearing it? Does it make you feel good? Do you like the material? Like, what is it about it that you enjoy wearing your hoodies and your products so much?
For one, I love that people can just look at it on the street and say, I love that message.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons that I was wearing it at first, for people to see I Choose Me and ask about it.
Right, that's the question.
Like why? What is the reasoning behind the jacket? What is I Choose Me?
It's a conversation starter.
Always a conversation starter. I love to tell people about it, and hopefully just them hearing and seeing like a small portion of it could help brighten their day and touch the one, like my father and my mother said. But then they're pretty nice as well. Like I will go out with an I Choose Me hoodie on. I've had a lot of people asking about him as well. Like, and actually,
and I appreciate
it was big.
Our biggest seller.
It's actually pretty big in Hungary. I had a lot of Hungarian people asking, I choose me. You know, I wore it all the time. so they start to understand the message, and they love the message as well. And, you know, it's ended up giving one of my friends one of my personal hoodies that I absolutely love. But,
well, you know, we got to restore that one for you.
It's so many, but you know, that's basically the whole premise of everything. Just making sure people understand the message, you know, and hopefully get something out of it.
Well, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for taking the time. We would be remiss if we didn't share with people about, you know, here's an example of it. It's a red hoodie. You can go to the website at LatishaBrown.com, LatishaBrown.com, and pick you up some I Choose Me products. You will also know that I am the author of Get Up You Big Fat Procrastinator. You can see it in the background there. What do you think about the book, Zach, Get Up You Big Fat Procrastinator? I know you've read it and you listened to it as well. What's your thought about it? You like that?
The beginning hit me the hardest. The beginning, the very, very beginning of the book, reading about my mother and how she felt about situations, her message on why she wrote the book, small gems that absolutely hit home for me, because from me personally knowing my mother, I literally was on the verge of tears telling her about how proud she is that she could, like,
how proud you are.
Oh, how proud I am of absolutely thinking of you putting these words together and putting it on the page so that it can cause an impact on others in their lives. And like the way it's put together, it's almost like how somebody builds keys on the keyboard to flow through beautiful music, you know.
Ooh, look on!
You know, it's a lot to take in and a lot to understand, and it's also very, very helpful for people who are in said situations that the book talks about. You know, it talks about doesn't just talk about like procrastination just in general. It talks about the aspect of your life and what are you doing in your life to better yourself, and that's a huge thing. That's what everybody wants to know, is how can I better myself? And this is definitely a book to help you do so, because a lot of people are lazy.
But you know, the I Choose Me message and the Get Up message melt together.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
sure.
you know, those people who are sitting on the sideline, whether it's dealing with your mental health, your emotional health, your financial, spiritual, physical health, you know, most of them are sitting on the sidelines and not choosing themselves because they're procrastinating, right? On doing it. So both messages, we're not disjointed in our communication regarding it, the I Choose Me message and the Get Up message. They both go hand in hand. Our whole message about what we're giving to the world is about helping you to live a life on a whole nother level so that you can get it, right? And that even if you don't open the book for, you know, a while, just having it on your shelf reminds you to get up and get going. Get up and get going and give life all that you have to offer. Well, Zachary, it's been super awesome having you here. You guys visit our website at LatishaBrown.com, and pick up, the young kids say, your merch.
I say absolutely look through this, because there are a lot of things in this one video that you hear and it can absolutely cause a big impact in your life and could be very, very helpful for you. So even if what I do, there's a lot of things that I go back on and I have to rehear or re-listen to myself to put me back in alignment with my motivation and what I have going on in my life. So
I love you. You've said it several times about being in alignment, you know, and even in the book we talk about how to get back in alignment as well. So you, like you said, you have the keys and the steps to it. So anyway, thank you again, Zachary. I appreciate you so much. Love you so much. And cannot wait to see what God has in store for you, because it is marvelous in my eyes and it's marvelous in your dad's eyes. Thank you, son. Love you. Well, goodbye, y'all. Visit our website at letitiabrown.com, and I look forward to our next gathering. And be on the lookout, because I might be calling you to come in and have a conversation about I Choose Me. God bless you real good. God bless you real good, and have a fantastic, fantastic day. Take care now. Bye-bye. Thank you.
I say, yeah.
May